And we are live. What's good, y'all? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. How y'all feeling? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope all is well. And y'all know what I'm doing. I'm about to try to do a sound check. Every time I do this, it just doesn't work out. I mean, every time. And that's the sister Candace. Good afternoon, love. MsAKALady ladies in the house. What's good? How y'all doing? Sound check is good. We are complete and we are rocking. How y'all feeling? Thanks for being here. Hope y'all having a good, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, I'm a little off. I keep track of the days by what's going on during the day. And we made some changes to my daughter's tutor schedule. So now it just got me all messed up because I've seen my daughter's tutor and she normally comes on certain days and now she's here on different days. So I wake up and I don't know what day it is. So today is Thursday. We got Brother Mandrell in the house. What's good, fam? What's good? Thanks for coming through. We're going to get started. Jswans will be joining this stream at some point. And yeah, it's going to be fun. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link early on this one, y'all, because I think this is a pretty good topic. And before we get into it, there's breaking news. I don't know if you guys have heard or not. You probably have. But the basketball player, WNBA superstar Brittney Griner has been released by the Russians. Almost changed this show into that, to be honest with you. And here is Yahoo's coverage of it. Let's might get that up there. Oh, that's one too many. See if I can't get that up there for you. But Yahoo's coverage, I got to do this one. So, Brittney Griner released from Russian prison 10 months after arrest. WNBA star Brittney Griner has been released from a Russian prison. President Joe Biden confirmed on Thursday. And then, of course, the president POTUS tweeted about it. Moments ago, I spoke to Brittney Griner. She is safe. She is on a plane. She is on her way home. And then there's a picture of Griner's wife, and there's a picture of Kamala Harris standing in the background. The exchange for her release, the U.S. government will reportedly send... in exchange for her release, the U.S. government will reportedly send convicted international arms dealer Victor Bout back to Russia, according to CBS News. Bout, nicknamed the Merchant of Death, was sentenced to 25 years in prison after being convicted of, among other things, conspiracy to kill Americans. Retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, I think I'm pronouncing his name correct, I hope I am, who is also currently in prison in Russia for the past 4 years on espionage charges, is reportedly not part of the prisoner swap. Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones and should have been there all along, Biden said, standing beside Griner's wife Thursday morning. According to the Russian Foreign Ministry, the exchange took place at Abu Dhabi International Airport, United Arab Emirates. Griner will then be flown to a military medical facility in San Antonio for a health evaluation, according to NBC News. This news comes after months of back and forth negotiations between the U.S. and Russia following Griner's arrest in February. After officials allegedly found hash oil in her luggage, she pleaded and was found guilty of drug smuggling charges and was originally sentenced to 9 years. Griner was sent to a penal colony in November, but now she will return home in time for Christmas. And the article goes on to give a timeline of actually what happened with her. So yeah, before we get into the topic of how we should be treating our children, I wanted to speak on that. I know Jswans, who is with us right now, definitely wanted to speak on that a little bit. And there was one more article that I wanted to read before we get Brother Jswans' take on what's going on. So that first news article was from Yahoo News. This article is from Fox News. All right, so Cowboy star rips Biden over Brittney Griner's release, walks back scathing tweets. Michael Parsons expressed surprise over the fact that the deal did not include Marine veteran Paul Whelan. The The world woke up Thursday morning to the news that WNBA star Brittney Griner had been released from Russian custody roughly 10 months after being arrested for bringing a vape cartridge containing hashish oil through a Moscow airport. Again, this is Fox News. Griner was freed from Russian penal colony in exchange for Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, a U.S. official confirmed to Fox News. So, and it goes on, not only the prisoner SWAT left another U.S. citizen in Russian custody, and that's the former Marine who was there on espionage charges, bro. Before we get started with our regularly scheduled programming, I know you wanted to touch on this. What are your thoughts, bro?
Nah, man, money talks. You feel me? Money talks, man. Anybody that doubted it, there it is right there. I mean, there is no reason we should be doing a prisoner swap for Brittney Griner. Absolutely no reason. She's over there on some drug charges. She broke the law. You get what you get. You know what I mean? And the Marines over there on the espionage charges, if you're going to swap for somebody, swap for the dude that's working for the government. You know what I mean? But his family ain't got any money. And, and if he is a CIA operator, then, he signed that paperwork that, they disavow all knowledge of you. So it is what it is on that end. But money talks. And anybody that doubts that, if Brittney Griner was Brittney Griner from the 7-Eleven, working at the 7-Eleven, she would still be sitting over there in Russia right now. But because she got a little money behind her, and anybody that says, well, no, I doubt it, the government did that, because they felt good about it. No, that's a lie. That's a damn lie. You're naive about it. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Oh, damn, man. Hey, man, hold on. My favorite engineer's calling. Hold on a sec.
All right, I'll bring you down. So I hear what Brother Jswans is saying. I will add to it that, and that's my godson that's talking to him right now. So, we're definitely going to let Jswans take care of that. So his favorite engineer, pretty much our favorite leg that's in the family that's not airborne yet. Or my godson, his son, JD. Anyway, I hear what he's saying. I don't think it's necessarily money. I don't think there's that much money behind the cause to get her released. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, this is something that I would, have to look into and maybe get some facts. But it's the clout, and it's the, like the Biden administration is looking at a run at re-election, which they should not do, in my opinion. He's gonna need the black vote. Let's keep it 100. This is really a black issue because she's black. WNBA. This has become, like a racial issue, I would say. And I could be wrong. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I don't think it's necessarily money, but I think it's more for political points, especially with the African American community. And here's the thing: that same community, among other young people in other communities, are going to be upset about the White House not coming through on this debt forgiveness, right? Because it's within the courts, and I don't think it's going to make it through the courts. Personally, it might, but again, I think this is Biden looking forward to the 2024 elections, and he's like, let me start doing some goodwill because you got Charlemagne the God out there making a bunch of noise, and that's going to draw out some other people making a bunch of noise about how the Biden administration ain't doing anything for black people and how black people shouldn't just blindly run to the Democrats. So yeah, I don't believe it's money per se. I think it's more clout and more to the point. I think the White House is trying to get help, or I think the White House is trying to show the black community that they can do stuff for them, because this is definitely going to be a campaign thing. You can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to roll her out for 2024 to do some pro Biden campaign pieces and all that. That's just my take on it. Y'all know that the link is in the chat. So if y'all want to jump up here, let me know. Sister Candace, want my harsh opinion? They should have left her over there. And that's what Jswans is saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did a show on Brittney Griner when it first happened. Didn't get a lot of views, but y'all know how I feel about views. It's like, it is what it is. I'm gonna put content out there. But she should have known better. Her team should have known better. She didn't have to go to Russia. I understand that she wanted to get this money, and then if she did go, she should have known it. There was problems brewing in Ukraine. There was problems between America and Russia. Maybe she should have went to Maybe she should have went to Spain. Maybe she should have went to France. Maybe she should have went to Greece or played for a German team. There were other ways to get that bread. Maybe she could have gone to Australia. She is like one of the most elite basketball players in the female world. She didn't have to go to Russia. You know what I mean? I put her situation. I rest the blame solely on her team, her management team, her agents, and all that. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: we don't know what she was told. Maybe she didn't listen. Maybe they told her not to go. So, but yeah, Sister Candace, I'm with you. I wouldn't bring her back and leave the Marine. I'd have left her and brought the Marine back. But, it is what it is. MsAKALady, Russia won that negotiation. Yeah, they certainly did. Sister Candace, she's a woman and an LGBT woman. Right. That's again, going to the political stuff. That's a lot of points. You're gonna appease the black community. You're gonna appease the LGBTQ community. Right. You're just right. You're probably gonna appease, some Americans who are like, well, let's just get her out of there. You're gonna get points. You're gonna get points. The Cowboy star, like the football player, I guess he's saying what we're talking about, right? I'm trying to find exactly what he said. So yeah, because I'm just kind of glancing through the oh, here it is. So Michael Parsons, his tweet, I guess they're showing a tweet in which he was apologizing, but they didn't. I'm not seeing the original tweet. Oh, here it is right here. So Biden put out a tweet that I read to you. Like, she's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. Parsons put out a tweet. We still not voting for you, ! And then he did an apology tweet because I'm pretty sure the NFL probably made him do it. My last tweet was no shot at Brittney Griner. I'm super happy she's back home as she should be. I just have family who have served, and it's crazy to me the president wouldn't bring him home too. I'm the furthest thing from a Trump supporter, but I'm not a fan of Biden either. And I think that sums up pretty much how most people feel, most people who are in the middle. So he called heat for this, probably from the NFL. And he called heat simply because he told Biden, we're not going to vote for you. Everyone can see right through it, bro. They can see through it like a window. This is for political points. You know what I mean? Miss Globe Girls in the house. What's good? My favorite sailor. Miss Globe Girl, you think that was a good deal? Bringing Brittney back and leaving behind a Marine who might or may not be CIA, who's also locked up in Russia, has been there for a long time. Jswans says it's about money. I think it's more about political capital and trying to appease certain segments of the electorate. That's what I think it is. Sister Candace, what I find interesting is that it was reported the penal colony Brittney was at requires inmates to work up to 14 hours a day with little breaks. They ought to institute that here to encourage people's. It's best to work 8 hours on the outside than work 14 in prison. That's a good point. That's a good point. And then Miss Globe Girl, it's easy to get on board on the bandwagon. I'm sorry, on the bandwagon and be part of the emotional echo chamber with this without the facts. However, there's more to negotiate and return the prisoners. It's not that simple. And she goes on to say, no, from an emotional standpoint, I don't think it was a good deal. You're right. There are some stories out there. Again, this is a breaking story. Apparently, the White House was trying to get both Brittney and the former Marine out, and the Russians wanted parity. So the Russians wanted someone of equal value. The Russians basically wanted a Russian spy to be released. America is saying we don't have any Russian spies, which we know that's a lie. You know what I mean? So America wasn't prepared to release a spy for spy kind of thing. So Russia said, all right, you get one. So which one do you want? And apparently America chose Brittney. So, and all that's allegedly, like I said, this is just stuff floating around out there. Just give it time and it'll all come out in the wash. So, How's our favorite leg doing, bro?
Oh man, he was just checking in. He's doing good. You know, his NCO came in, you know, was talking to me because, you know, he's trying to go to RASP. You know, he wants to join the regiment. So he got all kinds of questions. And actually, he's getting ready to go to jump school, man. He said he graduates towards the end of April. So
this is the NCO guy who's going to jump school.
This is NCO. Yeah, he's going to jump school. Then he's going to Bragg. So I told him, I said, let me know the dates, man. We'll come up there and put them blood wings on your chest. And so he's like, no doubt. Yeah,
we're taking a trip.
Right. Definitely. He's from Florida. So, you know, he said he's going to come by. So we'll holler at him. And, you know, then I asked him why my son is still standing up. You know, why is he on his cell phone when he's supposed to be working?
Yeah, how come he ain't beating them boots?
I said, why is he not smoking him? And then, you know, so he's, oh, my bad, and went ahead and smoked him. Then I said, then why are you not pushing for allowing him to, you know, to not do his duties? Why are you sitting there? He said, you're right. Yeah. He got down and started smoking himself.
Yeah. Like, why aren't you smoking him from the front leaning rest? What is your major malfunction there, young sergeant?
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, you need to handle that. So he was down there knocking him out. You know what I mean? And I said, is everybody? I said, I hear laughing. They watching you? Why is not the rest of the crew being smoked? So I had them all down there doing push-ups. I said, put that on video.
Yeah.
So put that on video. And I was
from
like,
the other side of the planet, bro. All the way from the other side of the planet. He's smoking a platoon.
Had him knocking him out. Had the whole squad knocking him out. And I was like, recover. No, I said, get up. Come on, get your ass back down. I didn't say. That's why I was laughing when he was on the thing. So, you know, I'm trying to catch back up with the chat now and see what you got going on, man.
Yeah, it said get up and someone got up. Ooh, don't never fall for that trap. Anybody think about joining the Army and someone tells you to get up after doing push-ups, don't you budge. Yeah, get up in the morning. Get up from front leaning rest, you recover.
I told that NCO he's disgusted. I'm disgusted with him right now. I said, don't you ever smoke them troops. Don't you ever let them troops be derelict in their duties. Handle that. He's like, all right, Sergeant.
That's hilarious. Make them should have them out there, have them do a little run, man. Like, yeah, why don't y'all go out for a little run? This is how I'm singing about airborne rangers for like the next hour as they run.
I'll tell you this though, this was the first time I done smoked somebody from the other side of the country. I ain't never done that before.
I thought they were still
no, they
in Korea. Oh, okay. I thought they were on the other side of the world. I'm like, bro, you smoking somebody on the other side of the planet? That's impressive. But they in Texas.
Shit, you know what I mean? But I'll take the Texas when I was like, ooh. I tell you, prop the phone up, had the camera on.
That's what's up, bro. Next time record that. Next time record that. So because I want to see it.
They told me to send them the link though. They want to see the Andrew Tate one because one of his NCOs was like, I'm a big Andrew Tate guy. I said, you're gonna be mad watching this one. He said, fuck the military. Fuck you stupid. He was like, what? He didn't say that. I said, let me send it to you.
Here it is right here. It's gonna hurt your heart.
No doubt. But I was just kind of looking through the thing when you was talking. And no, I agree. The chat's right. You know what I mean? They doing it for political reasons. You know, they doing it because she's the most high profile one, and quietly she got the most money. You know,
I mean, I don't agree with the money part as much. I think it's more political capital. I think the Biden administration is trying to make up lost ground with the loan payback initiative on student loans. Because that's I don't think that's going to make it through the court system. I just don't. Right. You know what I mean? And it looks like it was a setup anyway. So I think this is just a way to say, hey, I'm going to throw this particular community a bone. It's all about re-election. That's what I think it is. You know what I mean? But that it still equates to money at the end of the day.
You know what I mean? You know, Brittney Griner, you know, she's a multimillionaire, bro. I'm telling you, she slid some money to the DNC. You know what I mean? What's it going to take? You know, that conversation to come out. I mean, it all comes down to money, brother. That conversation's come out. You know what I mean? What's it going to take? What's it going to take to fix this situation right here? You know, somebody said it's going to take about $3 million. Done. You know what I mean? Now, are they trying to get – I mean, they really don't need the political capital out of it because, you know what I mean, you got these dudes shooting up, you know, these gay clubs and talking about, you know, about Trump, you know, or whatever and shooting them up. You know what I mean?
No, but they do need the political capital because the guy who plays for the Cowboys, this Micah Parsons, so he the dude commented on he commented on Biden's tweet when Biden was like, she's safe, she's on the plane, she's on her way home. He commented on that, we still not voting for you, ! Right? And then not long after that, he had to put out an apology. I'm sure it's the NFL getting on him or whatever. My last tweet was no shot at Brittney Griner. I'm super happy she's back home as she should be. I just have family who have served, and it's crazy to me the president wouldn't bring him home too. I'm the furthest thing from a Trump supporter, but I'm not a fan of Biden either. So
yeah, I mean, bro, look, it comes down to I don't think they need the political capital like that. Quietly, it's going to be worse now because people are going to say just the stuff he's saying, the stuff we're saying right now. You know, why didn't they bring the Marine dude home? Because they wouldn't release the spies they got locked in Guantanamo, or quietly one of those prisons they got offshore, the old oil rigs underground. Right. You know what I mean? They don't want to release nobody. And but to me, Brittney Griner, she broke the law. She went to a foreign country, you know, a communist country, the ultimate enemy, played ball, they paid her money, cool, right? But she broke the law. You got to be on your P's and Q's, and she wasn't. So they got her. It is what it is. And I get that.
And just so you know, like, again, with the money thing, they have Brittney, the Daily Mail has Brittney Griner net worth is over, a little more than $5 million. So when you talk about money, she don't have big money like that. And if it's going to cost her $2-3 million to get out, yes, it's worth it. But I don't think she has that kind of bread. I really think it's more political.
How much money does the gay community have? How much money does the mother athletes have that, support?
Want to kick in?
Yeah. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? You got LeBron James up there talking. I mean, I'm just saying, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're just an old guy listening to me talk.
Yeah, Casual Germs in the house. What's good, bro? You're like, it is get woke or go broke season. Hey, you know what I mean? That's been going on for a minute. But again, that's breaking news. Maybe Jswans and I, we might revisit this later, like late tonight. We have a show at 6:30. We're gonna be talking about the legal cannabis business with brother Jeff.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good show.
He's all pumped up too. He got notes.
Yeah, I'm pumped up too. It's gonna be a great show. If anybody really wants to, to do a deep dive into the legal marijuana industry and like what's gonna happen, that's gonna be a really good show. That's 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Y'all not gonna want to miss that. Brother P is gonna break it. Brother Jeff P is gonna break it down for us, man. It's gonna be a good show. Sister Candace, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I agree with Brother Jswans. Had this been Brittney from 7-Eleven, she would be serving her 9-year sentence. Facts. But the money comes in. Sister, I'm sorry, Miss Globe Girl, we have people on YouTube denouncing the U.S. for the decision and have no idea what they're saying or how negotiations work. Excellent point. You know what I mean? These things are very tricky. They gave up a very evil dude to get her. Again, you know what I mean? Like, Russia definitely got the better of this deal.
Yeah. Because, Brittney Griner is the 6'8", 9", whatever she is, lesbian basketball player that,
I think she's a 7-footer, bro. To be honest with you.
I
think so.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? But bad move, bro. But hey, look, anytime you get American citizens back, it's good. I mean, for real. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't built for prison in foreign countries. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 14-hour work days.
Nah, we ain't built like that. So anytime you can get an American citizen back, it's lovely. However, let's do it in order of importance. Brittney Griner, she ain't nobody. Sorry to my WNBA fans, but she ain't nobody. But you got a Marine that served this country sitting over there. That's the cat we should have gone after first. Just my opinion.
And maybe they did. Again, to Ms. Glogor's point, maybe they did. Who knows? We don't know what went on behind the curtain. We don't know how those negotiations went. And if it comes down to a point where it's like take one or get none, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So we don't know. Those details and those stories will come out later, and we'll definitely be. Trust me, we'll be talking about it. So let's get into all right, real quick, because I was just about to get into the topic, which is what do we owe our children? But before we do that, dun dun dun, here he is.
Dr.
Brother
Evil.
Mandrell, Dr. Evil himself. Got the 5 deadly venoms right behind him. Oh, he just changed it.
And I got the crew with me.
And he got the crew.
Y'all want some smoke?
We always listen. We always want smoke.
Listen, this Brittney Griner situation is the greatest thing ever.
Oh boy,
it is.
Oh damn.
Negroes all over the world should be celebrating this, whatever it is, and be happy. But you can't make Negroes happy. You know that they're gonna bitch about something else real soon. Man.
And listen, next week we got to talk about Coach Prime. Deion
Why we got to talk about Coach? Hey, listen, especially with that situation, you can't make Negroes happy. You can't make Negroes happy. You know that. This proves it. You can't make Negroes happy. I'll save my commentary for that on your show. Yeah, I'll save it for the show because
I know you was gonna do that. I'm like, what? What's the problem?
That was pathetic. Now, this Brittney Griner situation, I think it was a brilliant idea and decision on our great president Joe Biden to trade an athlete for a spy. That was perfect. Fantastic. Couldn't have made a better decision. You know, and that's all I think. I mean, what do you think? Y'all agree, right?
No.
Y'all military men. That was a fantastic, great decision. A Russian spy for an athlete. Brothers, how could you ask for more? How could he go wrong with that?
Jswans, somebody off their meds, bro.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Listen. You know,
that's
look,
Trazodone, brother. Take the Trazodone.
No. Look here. Look here. First of all, from the beginning, I knew what this was. I mean, just watching the situation. I mean, okay, this is like
we
people.
all knew what it was, yeah.
Like people don't know what this is yet. I mean, and here's how you know what it was when they really showed their hand when they gave her sentence.
Yeah. When
they issued that sentence and said, well, that's what it is. Like, there's no question about it now. This is clearly what that is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 10 years for that? And they knew she had it. They knew that she had that stuff, right? Because I was on another platform this morning called The Chaotic Truth, right? I explained to him. I said, here's how you know that they know they had it. These athletes, right? Yeah, they travel over there with the team, right? Yeah, they're not by themselves. They're with the team. That's how they get over there, with the team. Now, athletes get injured all the time. Sprained ankles, muscle pulls, you jam a thumb or something, stump your toe, whatever the case may be, right? Torn MCL, ACL, whatever. So they come here and get prescriptions for their doctors, painkillers, antibiotics, whatever the case may be, and then they go over there with the team. So the team reports the medicines that the athletes have to customs and to the Russian government because you have to go through customs. You have to take this medicine through customs. So customs knew, if it's customs in Russia, that means the Russian government knew who had what. Okay? And with the little bit she had.
Now here's the thing, bro. We don't want to, the topic of the show is what do parents owe their children.
I got it, but you was talking about that. Now you got to get my gun off, okay?
Yeah,
real quick. Just real quick.
Comfortable right there.
Yeah, pause. Got to get his gun off. Pause.
Yeah,
here's the thing.
Not that gun.
Do what you got to do.
Hey, bro, hold on, brother. Wait, that's number one. That's not a gun.
Just do me a favor. Turn the camera off.
Here's the thing. First of all, gentlemen, that's not a gun. That's a fucking cannon. Okay. All right. Get it right. So
hold on. What'd you say, bro? What'd you say?
That's not a gun. That's a fucking cannon right there. Okay. There you go. There you go. But yeah. But this whole situation, man, I was being sarcastic in the beginning, of course, but it's just typical of a failed presidency. And this is what we get for voting for a man in office who clearly has Alzheimer's. Okay. I don't understand how you got in there in the first place, but hey, what do you expect? He didn't do anything for black people. So this is his gift to us, right? He promised us police reform. He promised us a whole bunch of shit. But instead of police reform, we got Juneteenth as a holiday and a statue of George Floyd. Now this, right? We can add this to the list. You got one person out, even though you got thousands of people right here stateside locked up on marijuana charges, and you won't decriminalize it federally.
Nope.
But you got her out because she's locked up on marijuana charges. What about the people here? Go fuck yourself, Joe Biden.
And like I said, bro, I just wanted to cover it because it was a breaking story. We're going to continue. We're going to get back to it. You know what I mean? But I couldn't let it go. Me and Jswans almost changed this into a show, and then Mandrell comes on and is like, no, we're gonna make this like, no, we're gonna talk about kids.
No, we're not gonna make it a show. We're not gonna make it a show. No, I saw you on, and I put the notification on, and I had you on anyway, and I heard you start, and I was like, all right, well, let me jump on there real quick and give my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying?
And we know what that means. Ain't know what that means. Let me get my 2 cents.
Get some. Get some.
That's what Mandrell gonna do, and I ain't mad at it.
That when he said he's gonna get his gun off, that way everybody would have understood. Everybody leaned back from the computers, boy. They was like, "Hey,
I just gotta get my gun off." Whoa!
Is he gonna turn the camera off? Hey.
Right?
Or leave it on.
Oh yeah, no, please don't. Please turn it off.
No, I'm not doing that. Y'all ain't ready for that kind of nonsense.
No, man. We're not. We are absolutely not.
Y'all
not
can't,
ready.
Y'all can't handle that.
Not.
You're right. You know what?
You're right. Yes, you've never been more correct. You've never been more correct in your life, sir. All right, let's get back on mission. Brother Doug's in the house. We got Brother Doug, last call for insight, is in the house. We got Brother Jacob in the house. What's good, y'all? Welcome. Thanks for the kind words, Brother Jacob. I appreciate that. So let's get to the topic at hand, man. Let's talk about what do parents owe their children. This came from an episode on Black Man Unfiltered. I forget which show. Mandrell, I think you were on that show. When I asked what we were talking about kids, and I asked what do we owe our children, and as parents or as parents, maybe as a society, as a government, what do we owe our children? So I brought it up with Jswans, man, and it's like, you know what? I think that'll make a pretty good a good conversation. I know, Mandrell, you're not a parent, at least not yet. You know what I mean? So, but you did have some good views, like your take on it. I thought was interesting. And look, y'all, when we're gonna have this conversation, we're not talking about feeding your kids. We're not talking about clothing your kids, of course. I mean, there's certain things that we're going to just accept as normal. That's what you're supposed to do. But beyond that, like, what do we really owe our children? And I got a few bullet points here. Now I'll get it started with my first thought. I say we owe our children the truth about the world and life as it is today. Like, we owe them that. You know what I mean? What do you think about that, Jswans?
I think that's absolutely correct. You know, I mean, my things were we owe them shelter, love, and education. And I believe, educating them about the world around them, that's part of that's education.
Okay.
Not, my kids, not we got to pay for college, not, we got to, get them to school. No, we owe them education about life as parents and life experiences and every opportunity that we can give them. We owe them the opportunity to fail. Okay. They have to learn how to fail. That's part of education.
We owe them an opportunity to feel. Okay, now Brother Mandrell had a very provocative statement that he made about this on Black Man Unfiltered, which was, and I'm paraphrasing, but correct me if I'm wrong, like, we don't owe them shit. Didn't you say something like that?
I might have.
But, after everybody got over the shock, could you explain what you meant by that?
I mean, to owe someone means that you're indebted to them.
Yeah.
You're not indebted to your kids. I mean, you did them the greatest favor you could ever give them. You gave them life. What do you owe? They owe you.
Yeah.
If anything. Granted, they're infants, so they can't pay you shit. But I mean, in the literal term, what do you owe? What do you owe your kids? You don't owe them anything. Now, you're responsible for them. They are your responsibility. You can choose to bail on it if you want. I mean, that's you. You want to be a piece of shit, go ahead. But do you actually owe them anything? No. Are you responsible for them? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? In the lliteral sense of the phrase. Yeah. Do you actually owe them? No, you don't actually owe them anything, but you can build, and you are responsible for them. I mean, I guess you could say you're responsible for their safety. You know what I'm saying? For one, and like you said, their education. Teach them. You guys said teach them the truth about the world. Yeah. And scholastically, make sure they do their homework and further their education at home. Make sure they're ahead of the class, ahead of the. If you want them to be prepared for class. You know what I mean? And it also teaches them good habits, good study habits and stuff like that. Make sure they're prepared for the world when they get out and you become an empty nester. When they get out there in life, make sure that's what you're responsible for. Preparing them for the world. You know? You're responsible for that. Now you can be a piece of shit and bail on that responsibility, but they are your responsibility by nature.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe because I mean, in the literal sense, because that's what I was thinking. We're talking about what do you owe them? I was thinking those sense because you got some people that'll say, what do you owe someone? Well, financially, and I'm like, you don't owe your kids shit financially. I mean, my parents have told me that they're gonna be buried with the money. Anything left, they're gonna be buried with it or burnt up with it, whatever they're taking it all with.
That's gonna be a big ass hole.
You
get buried all their money with them. You guys gonna be a big ass ditch in the ground to put all that money in.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, in that sense, you're right. I mean, in the literal sense, no, you really don't owe them anything. You know what I mean? But I see your responsibility thing part of it because that's more of what I was thinking along those same lines. You owe them. You brought them in this world, so you're responsible for making sure that they, succeed. Now you walk away from that, that's on you. You know what I mean? Right. But definitely.
All right. And ladies in the chat, like MsAKALady says, the best parenting advice I received was to give your child everything you needed as a child. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Everything you needed
as a child. Yeah. I mean, put it up on the screen.
I guess it needed versus wanted. I mean, if you're looking at it in that sense, I mean, I needed food. I needed clothes, So, I don't know.
Well, at the end of the day, what you need is very basic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You should elaborate on that. That's kind of vague.
And plus, somebody. I mean, they don't owe that to you. Somebody else can give that to you.
Yeah, the state could give that to you.
Yeah, right? Someone could adopt you.
So yeah, I mean.
I would say elaborate on that. Yeah, elaborate on that because I'm like, I don't know, because to me it kind of slips into giving them things that you may have wanted as a child. You know what I mean?
Which every parent falls into that. I don't care what they say. Every parent falls into that.
Brother Mandrell, when you become a father, I'm telling you now, everything you're thinking right now is out the window when you lock eyes with your baby for the first time. You're gonna want to give them everything.
No, I'm not.
Until it becomes a boy and he becomes a young teenager and he balls them fist up like he wants to do something. Then you have to let him know, like you
ain't gonna slam some nickels out of it
like a man.
Right? Okay, little asshole. You want to square up with me?
Exactly.
You want to square up with me? All right.
Exactly.
All right. So, it's time for a father to do his duty.
Hey, exactly.
It's every son's instinct to challenge his father, and every father's duty to tame his son.
I told
That's
my wife.
Fact. It's a fact of life.
It's your job. I said, when this happens, when we go through this, when me and my sons, when they ball their fist up and think they want to do something, all 6 foot and 100 pounds of them, they want to do something. I said, it's your job to go in there and be like, your dad loves you. He does, but you can't do that. That sort of thing. And because in that mode, you don't get to, all right, let me give you a hug, son. Nah, you gotta let that little monster know you about to beat his ass.
Yeah, you gotta rock him out.
You're not playing. And that's that goes back to that man shit we've talked about. Like you said, every boy does it. Every boy has that moment where they think about it. Some may not ball their fist up, some may take a swing. But if you're ready to step into manhood like that, then you get treated like a man. And most of them boys ain't ready for that.
Not at that moment, not at that point in life.
No, I tried it with my dad. I told you about that when I told my dad, my parents divorced. My dad came and said, get your stuff, it's time to go. And I'm a teenager, I'm a young man, I got plans, I ain't going. And I said to him, why are you even here? I'm the man of the house now. Ooh. He punched me dead in my chest and knocked me off my feet. And I remember looking up, I could see the top of the stairs. My mom looked at me and turned and went in the bedroom. And my dad helped me up. He said, we're going to have this discussion again. I said, no, sir. And when got my shit, got in the car like I was supposed to.
I'm saying, I've never tried that with my father, but that's because I knew how strong my dad was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, like, because you grew up, you try to arm wrestle with your dad or whatever, and it was like, oh, no contest. As strong as I am, Like growing up, it was like no contest. Like even when I was lifting weights and whatnot, come on. Yeah. He's like, no. It's an omen. I didn't understand it. I'm lifting weights, heavy. You know what I'm saying? I got up to, at that point, I was up to damn near 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this dude still beat me in arm wrestling.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was like, oh my God. And so, growing up, trying him like, little playful ways like that, I knew full well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he punch a hole in you. You know what I mean? So,
right.
That's one of those things.
My problem is I had a hard head. That makes a soft bottom.
That makes it does.
Yeah. I did it once, though. I did it once.
I wasn't trying my pops, man.
Yeah, you did it once and got smited. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got smitten.
I did.
Smited.
I said, good morning. Good morning, sir.
I bet you did. Everything was yes, sir. No, sir.
Said, man, brother Jacob, they didn't ask to be brought into this world. So if you're responsible for setting up this life. I grown up watching others fail, everything not to do. That's a wise way to do it. You find the people who are doing it wrong. You know what I mean? Like my thing is, as a parent, I think back on when I was a child and I tried to improve on my parents' mistakes. You know what I mean? The big one being never being married. I wasn't able to sort that out. You know what I mean? So I fell into the same trap. I didn't want to be a single parent. You know what I mean? I really did not want that because I hated that as a kid. I just hated it. You know what I mean? So to find myself in a situation where it was like, damn, you know what I mean? It is a vicious cycle. So I failed on that part of the mission, but everything else, I'm like, well, I can make sure that, my child is educated properly. I can make sure that my child has the basic needs that we were talking about. I can make sure that my child understands the world that we are in, right? And then more importantly, I can make sure like Jswans, and I'll let Jswans talk about this. His children were so independent to the point where they could probably live on their own. And then Jswans just assumes that everyone raises their children like that. Like, nah, bro, everyone's kid is not as independent as your boys. And it just blew his mind. So why? But Jswans did it, in my opinion, the right way. They had the foundation, mom, dad, and the village, right? So they had that nuclear family. Why did you guys decide to raise your son so independent?
Because that's how we were raised, and it wasn't like we had the kids doing Lord of the Flies shit. It wasn't like that, but we taught them responsibility early on. They were making their lunches, that kind of thing for school and kindergarten. They were cleaning their rooms up. They were in charge of the older brother, who was 6 years older than the younger one. We used to teach them, hey, keep an eye on your brother, help your brother with this, and so on and so forth. So, we just took the pieces that we thought our parents did really good at and that we agreed with, and we used it. Now, the parts that we didn't agree with, but still were beneficial to us becoming who we are, we use that as well. The one that everybody complains about is spanking their kids. And I heard somebody on that show the other night he was on, talking about, I don't beat my kids. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's good. I don't beat my kids either. I discipline my children. I spank my children when they're young. Okay. When they're young, I spank my children, because if you don't do it when they're young, you've lost them. And, but if you don't know the difference between spanking your child and disciplining your child and beating them, then, don't do it. Quietly, you shouldn't have children. That's what it comes down to. But we just, like I said, we had mom and dad. I would go in there and be the heavy, which I hated. Oh man, I hated being that guy. I hated being the one that always had to do the discipline. I hated it. And, but Janae would try it. She would be like, I'll do it. I'll go deal with it. And she would try it, but she hated it too. We love our kids. We love them boys. And she hated it. So what we would do is, I would just be the guy. I don't like seeing my wife upset. She has to go deal with the boys and got to go ground them or whatever she got to do. And then she goes in the room and she's upset. I don't like seeing that. So I'll go do it. And all I ever asked of her was just let them know that your dad loves you. But you got to do this. And that's kind of how it went.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Well, before I switch our spots here, there's a question for you on the screen. Miss Globe Girl wants to know, if Jswans had a daughter, would you have raised her to be independent like her brothers? And he has an answer for you.
Yes. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes, she would have been, especially her. You know, especially her.
Why?
You know?
Why so? Why especially her?
Because I feel like she's going to be more vulnerable out in the world. You know, I mean, maybe this is sexist. I don't know. My boys are my boys. You know what I mean? I want them rough. My daughter. Okay, first of all, the reason we don't have a daughter.
I see you back there, love. We're going to pull you up in a second.
Yeah, the reason we don't have a daughter is because my wife would always say there can only be one queen in this house, only one princess.
Wow.
That was one reason. But no, I mean, because I would spoil her to death. I would, you know, but I would want her to be independent. I would want her to be her own woman. You know, like I said, I don't agree with all this manosphere stuff. And, you know, my daughter would be feminine. She would, because my wife is feminine. But my daughter would also be someone who's not to be trifled with, because my wife is someone not to be trifled with. And my daughter would know her worth. And that's just how I am. So yes, I would raise her the same way I raise my boys.
That's what's up. And there's your answer. So welcome to the panel. You know what I mean? The amazing MsAKALady in the house. What's good? What's good? What's good? I know your time is precious because I know you got a lot going on. So I wanted to pull you right away so you can get your words in. So please go right ahead. Explain to us what you were meaning in your earlier statement there.
Yeah, so at my baby shower, we had this box where all the women were able to come up and give advice to me as a mother, as a new mother. And one of the things that my elders had wrote in the box was, give your child everything you needed as a child. And I didn't mean like toys and stuff like that, but like, if you think about on your childhood, like what are the things that were most instrumental into shaping you into the best version of yourself? Like,
oh, I'm sorry.
being able to have like so that I didn't mean like toys and all that other stuff. I'm talking about, like, for example, when I was a kid, my parents, they gave me the basics. They made sure I was fed, I had a house, all of that stuff. But as far as like actual life lessons and stuff like that, a lot of that I had to learn on my own. You know, those talking tos, those just all that stuff that you would want a parent to teach you. That's what I mean by give it to your kid. Give those things to your kid. You think back and put yourself back into the position of where you were at that age. It gives you a better perspective. That's what I meant.
That's what's up, and I agree with you there. One of my second point was I say we owe our children a chance to succeed, slant a fighting chance for their life. Like you said, you had to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
But they gave you the tools you needed to figure those things out. So I'm listening to you. I'm like, all right, I was kind of thinking that. Mandrell, you got to take on what Sister AKALady was saying.
Man, he's warming up that gun.
Man, see, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But Jswans, man, what do you think? That was crazy. What do you think, Jswans?
That makes sense, though. I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, we completely misunderstood what you were saying on there. I mean, I was kind of confused by it. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you're right. You know, but I do find it funny when everybody wants to give you all this advice about how to raise your kids, though. I mean, and like I never I never tell anybody how to raise their kids, because that's their kids. Every kid is different. Like I said, my boys, you know, they were great kids. I have to admit, they were great kids. You know, they're just knuckleheads. But you know, you got some people that got some crazy kids. You know, so I mean, hey, do you?
Say, do you? All right. So MsAKALady, so on this topic, you know what I mean? What do you feel you owe your children outside of the basic stuff?
And this is on me. I'm not saying every parent owes their children this. I just hold myself to a higher standard as a parent, where I do feel like I owe my kids things. I feel like I owe them the best path to every opportunity that they want for themselves. Whatever I can do in my power to give them an environment to where they can grow healthily, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. My kids know what a balance sheet is. They know what an income statement is. They know all of their timetables. My kids, I mean, just thinking about life in general, everything that I need as an adult to make me a healthy to them. Is there a delay?
I can, but we're getting we got a pretty weak signal, so we're getting like we're dropping like every fourth word.
Wait, now who is this?
Where you been?
I'm telling you, bro.
Where the hell you been?
You come in just angry and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Who are you? What's your name, ma'am?
I don't even know if y'all can hear me. Let me.
We hear you. We hear you. What's your name?
I don't know what.
Mandrell kicked in the door talking about what y'all eating.
What y'all eating? What you got on my lunch?
That's how it is. I mean, hey,
Debo, what you call
her name?
Yeah. Well, hey, look, she looks like she's at work.
Her name Puddingtane. Ask her again, she'll tell you the same. That's her name. You should have been here when we did the intros.
Fine, okay, whatever. Be that way.
That's MsAKALady.
Oh.
Come here. I know.
Hey, MsAKALady, how you doing? I like you. I'm just not fond of your organization.
He loves it. He probably got one of y'all t-shirts on underneath that tight shirt he wearing right now.
He's just talking. Everybody loves AK.
Oh no, we don't. AKAs are. I'm gonna save that.
Nothing worth even fighting over. We ain't even talking about that.
Okay, cool. I'm just saying your organization is filled with trash people, and that's okay because you're not one of them.
And look at Miss Glow.
How you join them? I don't know. You seem like you'd be a Delta. You know.
You remember I got banned from the AKAs up there at Duke.
Sure enough. Sure enough. They had our pictures up there. Hey, for real. Duke and North Carolina. We went, man, we had to sneak on them campuses. It was like a mission.
Yeah.
We had sand tables set up and everything, bro. We knew what we was doing, egress. We knew what we
y'all,
had to do.
Y'all love the shenanigans. That was. Y'all up to no good at all.
Right. Nobody named Shenanigans.
Your organization affiliation aside.
I know it.
We're cool.
Really?
Everybody's cool with the K.
No, not with the K's. Just you.
So
hey, hold on.
All you people, but
hold on.
Cool.
Yeah, you cool. I got a button. Y'all know what it is.
MsAKALady is involved with somebody, so no.
How you know everybody business, bro? How does it? How come I'm not CC'd on these email chains?
You know what I used to do for a living, right?
God, dog, bro. I mean, can I get some intel, bro? I still
got the skills, baby. Okay, they ain't going nowhere.
Oh my God.
Listen, I scouted well before I made my decision.
Oh, hey, Mike, man, look, and Miss Globe girl talking about Mandrell. He just got off the toilet, came in that. Whoa, what's going on?
No, I didn't. Not even. I was actually putting clothes in the dryer. Okay, yeah, domestic. I do my own laundry, ladies. Some of us do that. I also cook. I'm a damn good one at that.
I do laundry.
Yeah, and I cook. Look, I cook as well. I'm a damn good cook too.
I'm a damn good cook. Look at that.
Not my words. Even my sister gives me credit for it. She comes over here and I'm making sushi. So she's like, "You making sushi at home? Homemade sushi?" Yeah. I said, "Okay, all right. Keep that face." Now I want you to make that face when you taste it. She was skeptical. She was skeptical the whole time. Then she's like, and she ate it. She was like, And here she goes reaching in for more. I'm like, yeah, I thought so.
But hold on, man, Jill. Who we talking about?
My sister.
Your sister Shushu, huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Holla, 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 holla.
That man could go back in the dark. He go back off screen.
Go back, yeah, go back, yeah. Going blackout ops.
He back to work.
Back to work, yo. I'm playing, y'all. I'm playing. Just trying to. We're having a good time here, and we've definitely gotten off mission and off message. You know what I mean? So,
it's her fault.
No. She was doing what she's supposed to do. You came in.
No. You gotta blame the AKAs. It's all their fault. AKAs.
You the one that came in, bulled in China shop. Yeah.
He was on the slide though. It's her fault.
No.
It has to be subliminal. You have to do it and make other people think it's their idea. That's the trick.
That's leadership.
That's the trick. Yeah.
That's leadership.
That's
like my brother Mandrell says, if the tire is flat, it ain't got no air in it. Who?
Y'all missed the whole point of what I was saying with that too. I see.
For real.
Wait. And
I don't even want to talk. Hold on. I don't even want. We gotta get him a timeout. You got a timeout there, Ranger.
Hold on. I like how y'all just went right past it. Like y'all missed it, but you didn't let me know it. MsAKALady. It went right over their heads, so they're like, yeah. I heard that. Right.
Because you were anyway. We respect you like that. We was like, yo, that shit is fire.
The guy from A Living Color that used to always have the oracles and stuff. That's what you sounded like. You
For real.
Wait, you missed it too, MsAKALady? Well, you're an AKA-lady plus a college graduate, so I'm not surprised you missed that. Now, I'm talking, but I'm a college graduate as well.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Sadly enough.
What was
it? Time. It was a waste of time, dude.
You graduated from. You graduated from DeBry. What was that?
Alabama A&M University, an HBCU, brother. Come on.
Oh, it's like the same thing.
Wow. What school did you go to, AKALady?
I went to two. I went to FAMU and UWF, West Florida.
You went to FAMU? Ugh. Oh, damn. You messing all the way up.
No.
We met.
You went to FAMU.
We screwed up FAMU too, bro. We was
and she's an AKA. You crossed the FAMU too, didn't you?
I said FAM. I crossed UWF.
Oh, worse. You didn't cross it.
I didn't make it. Like Jswans and them went down. I didn't. I was gone
by
the
time. You went grad chapter. That means you did that on purpose.
I was undergrad at UWF.
What was FAM about then?
FAM was like that first 2 years when you I was one of the kids who left how to have training and went to FAM and partied too much and came home before I lost my scholarships. So
that's another conversation. You do realize their weapons.
Did you get a Discover card?
Yes, I got my free pizza. I did.
There you go.
You know what the crazy part is? I had no credit history, just like everybody else on campus. But I applied for like 7 credit cards and got none of them.
Yeah, they knew. They even knew you was crazy. Like, he gonna be.
I had no credit, just like everybody else on campus. I had no credit history.
They said, "Who is this?" Nah,
yeah, you don't get one. I was like, "Wait, why?" Everybody else got a credit card, but I mean, it worked out. So, oh well.
They pulled his credit. His credit score was like a -15. Like, bro, I ain't
it was not. But look, today, look. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. You join the army, you can't stop them from throwing them at you. You know what I'm saying? Like even today, I still get offers for credit cards. I'm like, no, I got like 6 of these. I don't need another one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck you now. I mean,
but yeah, let's definitely.
Damn, brother.
Fuck
the credit cards. Fuck the AKAs. You cool, MsAKA.
You cool, MsAKALady.
I don't know if my reception says it's really good, but y'all saying y'all can't hear me. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now. It's just every now and then. I don't know if it's the microphone or your distance from the mic, but every now and then it'll drop like every 4th word or something like that. So, but no, we can hear you. Like you're good. Sister Candace in the chat. She was like, "My mom was an AKA. Put some respect on their name." That's
no,
directed. We
know
we're directed at.
No, so, I will not be putting respect on their name.
So
listen, go ahead.
Credit cards, that kind of brought me back to what I was saying earlier as far as about giving your kids what they needed as a child. Like that training as far as like understanding credit, understanding how money works, understanding those traps that come into play. Like they don't do that on campuses anymore. But when I was in school, 2004 to 2008, it was heavy on like giving kids credit card. My credit got ruined. Like I came out of college with like a terrible credit score. It took me years to build myself up to where I was and where I am now. And that's why I said it's very important for my kids to be able to have those tools so they can skip all those steps and all those fumbles that I made. They don't have to make those. And so I think that that's an important part of parenting. If more parents took that type of energy towards their kid, that type of attention, we wouldn't have a lot of the issues that we do have today.
So I have a question for everyone on this panel, because apparently I'm the only one with more than two brain cells to rub together. What do you do when your child grows up? You do all this, you put all that effort into your child, and they grow up and decide to be an asshole. Okay?
You know what? That's not, hey, know what it is? I'll tell you that right now. That's not my problem. I did my job. You go to jail, you alive. You know what I mean? I did my job. That's
true. I'm gonna say, hey, lady, are you a parent?
Yes, I have two kids. I have a son and a daughter.
Oh, sweet mother. See?
Yeah.
I'm the only one with more than two brain cells to rub together. Y'all want to rush out there and be parents. That's what you get.
Yeah, I got two kids, and I think it's really cool because you get to see yourself reflected through your kids. It's like, especially when you have like your own kids, a lot of them take on your own personality. So you can see like a lot of the stuff you did growing up coming through your kids, which helps you understand who they are too.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I think I'm very different from my parents.
I can tell you, I'm really different from my kids. Well, yeah, for the most on some things, but others, you know, I mean, look, when you got kids and you're a parent, you just know what they're gonna do before they do it. That's all. I mean,
see, I don't have any children, so I don't.
So hold on, I just gotta call. I gotta call bullshit on Jswans right now. Your boys are out there doing exactly what you were doing at that age. I just want you to know.
Yeah,
I want you to know, bro.
Yeah,
their mom is watching this, bro.
Listen.
Don't matter. They mama know.
Hold on.
She don't want to know. She tries not to know.
She's just not telling you.
So hold on. Since y'all don't want to know, I'm gonna get on Amazon right now. I'm gonna order 2 of those Kanye hoods with the zippers on the eyes for you and Naya. Y'all can just put them hoods on if you want to sit in the dark. I'm telling you what them boys are doing. Y'all did an excellent job raising them guys. They're excellent young men, and they're doing exactly what you was doing. Yeah, knife hand and all. They're doing exactly what you were doing when you were in that age.
So you know what's funny though, when the youngest one said, "Hey, when I get back, you know, because they're coming home for Christmas," he's like, "Hey, you know, you mind if me and my friends go down to Miami for the weekend?" I'm like, "That ain't got nothing to do with us. You're grown." He's like, "Yeah, I just ain't trying to upset mom because you know what's up." And I was like, oh, "Okay, all right, you right."
Yeah, so, they're gonna be down. Guess who they're gonna be down in Miami with? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're in good hands. Trust me, it's going to be a great mission. In and out before anybody knows. A quick sneak and peek. But thanks for getting us back on topic, MsAKALady. Miss Globe Girl, see how eloquently she got back to the convo. Absolutely handled it like a pro, which is what you are. First of all, I'm just so glad you were able to come up and join the panel for real. Thank you so much again.
I agree with that. I'm glad you came on the panel finally. Good grief! You and Miss Globe Girl just sit in the chat.
And Sister Candace. Sister Candace.
Yeah, Sister Candace as well. Cannot forget Sister Candace. We need y'all to start coming up. Here's the thing. It trips me out that, you know, you got people like Security Boss created a whole platform for women, and the women never came up. Like, it is amazing how cowardly women are. And then,
see,
it is amazing. Wait.
Oh man, hold on, wait. This is for you, Mandrell. Wait, let me get my stuff together, man. I gotta get the buttons ready, man.
I dropped myself down.
Wait. No, listen.
Kylo over the dog that come over again, man.
Now listen. You know full well, Security Boss made that channel for women, and women don't come up. It's when she drops a link, only men show up, and it's like, yeah, where are the ladies to have this conversation? But they're in the comments, so typing away. Like, no, just come up and have the conversation. We'd like to hear your point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times in comments, to get lost, sometimes we're paying attention to it, sometimes we're not. And thank you, MsAKALady, for coming up and having the conversation. Thank you.
Man, all I gotta say, yeah, man.
Thank you for
you got all them extra brain cells. What's wrong with reading, bro? You get mad at these women because they won't cam up.
Nothing wrong with reading, but I mean, a conversation every now and again would be appreciated.
Hold on. I got it. Hey, let me translate for Brother Mandrell. Hey, MsAKALady, thanks for coming up. There you go.
Done. End of statement. It's like you write all your end of statement. Just like you write on all your counseling statements, bro. End of statement. Nothing follows.
Here's the thing. She needs the detail because after we're done talking, there's no need to revisit the subject when she has all the detail. Boom.
Look, this glow girl. This glow girl, y'all are too aggressive. Hey, this full contact up here.
Y'all too aggressive.
Come on, Sailor. You know how we get down. And look, MsAKALady, she's handling her own.
I ain't never scared.
Them AKs ain't never scared.
Yes, they are.
Hey, I got a question. For MsAKALady.
Yeah.
How are the Omegas? How them Qs ashy and sweaty at the same time? How do they do that?
Y'all not gonna get up here and have me say nothing about anybody's D9. I'm a curve every answer, every question y'all give me. I'm curving them all. I love all of my D9 organizations. I love you guys all. Amazing. I appreciate what y'all have all done for the Black community, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, nothing.
So hold on. Let's not
for the Black community. Nothing.
Time out. Time out. This will take us with Mandrell in the chat. This will take us way off topic. Let's stick to the mission, right? Let's get back to talking about our kids, right? What do we owe our kids, bro? What do we owe our kids? And this is my third bullet point. I was sitting here writing myself little notes, right? Understanding, right? We owe our children understanding.
Yes.
We know what it's like to be a kid. They don't know what it's like to be a grown up. We all went through it. I can't tell you how many times I see parents going off on their kids for doing kid stuff, right? I mean, they are kids. We got to learn how to temper our reactions to our children, right? We were kids before. So many people forget. And we'll go with MsAKALady. What's your take on that statement?
Really?
I agree.
Pay him no, never mind. Pay him no, never mind.
Oh, I agree with you. That's what I meant by what I said earlier. As far as we owe, like, give your kid what you needed as a child. You understand what it's like to be a child because you've been there, and you can see your childhood through an adult's perspective. So that gives you better insight on what's, insight, better advice, better mentorship. You should be your child's ultimate mentor, your first mentor, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that statement. Jswans, what say you, bro?
No, I mean, it's right. I mean, I think a lot of parents will take out what's going on in their lives on their children, and that's where it gets confusing. I don't think any parent wants to, overreact to situations. I think just life gets in the way sometimes, and they forget, And one of the goals should be to never, no matter what's going on in life, your kid should never know. What's going on negative in life. Your kid should never know. And if your kids say stuff to you like, wow, we always had stuff, we always had money or whatever, then you did your job. Here's my pushback. Here's my pushback on that, and then we'll give Brother Mandrell the floor. Okay.
That doesn't jive with the independence that you taught your children. Right, and MsAKALady is talking about they're doing spreadsheets and they're privy to the like the household bills and stuff like that. So they're gonna see some negativity, right?
I guess what you say. Okay, my thing is this: my kids never knew any kind of suffering growing up, ever. I mean, because no matter what was going on in our life between us or with the household or whatever, we made sure that the kids' life was stable. We made sure the household was stable for them, so they don't, like, as far as kids knowing finances, we talked to them about finances, but we didn't go over our finances. They didn't know how much money we had in the bank. They didn't know what our credit card stuff was, but we talked to them about finance. We explained how it worked, and those sort of things. But as far as the household, they never knew that we were struggling, like even now, you talk to Jalen now, he doesn't remember, living in apartments and stuff like that. I mean, you saw us struggling. He doesn't remember any of that stuff.
But at what age do we allow our children to understand that reality, if in fact it is a reality? Because doesn't that help?
What do you
them
mean?
Because all right, so in your case, your youngest was too young to remember the struggle, quote unquote, and then you guys never went back. But what about those people who life is a struggle?
You know, life is what you. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. So, okay, let's talk about money. As far as money goes, you're never going to have enough. Somebody's always going to have more. Somebody's always going to have less, right? So the reality of their situation is their reality, okay? Like, if the kids never know that living in an apartment is not a thing that everybody does and they're living in an apartment, I mean, that's their life. That's their world. They're okay with that. The same kids that live in a mansion, I think everybody lives in a mansion. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm trying to say this right, but what I mean is my kids knew stability. Things weren't going all over the place. Things weren't going crazy. We worked hard to make sure that our kids' lives were stable. All right. That's what I meant by that. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay. It does. And Sister Candace has a really good point here. This is kind of what I was trying to get to. She says, I just found out this year that my parents were on public assistance for a short period of time when I was a child. I had no idea.
And that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, that's kind of.
But that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
I think so.
Like, if your parents are struggling, like, I don't know if my parents are poor or not. I have no clue. Like, to this day, I have no. Now I've heard them speak of stuff like, oh, we didn't have any money a couple of years coming up, blah blah. I'm like, I didn't know the difference. I had everything I needed and most of what I wanted. And they taught me to earn things. Like, I remember, and I believe my parents too. I had those parents that put the fear of God in you and all that. Like, if they told me, okay, if you don't bring home a good report card, you get nothing for Christmas. I believed them. Yeah. They said, you ever get arrested on some bullshit? I'm not coming to pick you up. Just stay there. I believed them. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they never, I had most of what I wanted because they made me earn it. Like, I never got anything for free. I always had to do something. I hated it growing up. And it couldn't be washing dishes or cleaning your room. That's something I was going to do anyway. It had to be extra shit like wash their cars or something. Or go cut your grandmother's lawn or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It had to be something extra to earn.
You don't get rewarded. You don't get rewarded for the things you're supposed to do.
Right, exactly. That whole thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, now, Dio, what was your question again? I'd like to answer it. Oh, yeah, because I remember. Now, Dio, did you say, like, something to the effect of, what was your question, man?
All right, so the original, we were talking about we owe our kids understanding, like we know what it's like to be a kid, but they have no idea what it's like to be a grown up, and then that spilled into responsibility. And what we're talking about now, at what point do we tell our children if in fact we are struggling? At what point do we tell our children? But you've already answered that. Your parents never let you know. You don't know. You guys could have been struggling. You have no idea. And I would assume Shushu has no idea either.
The lights were always on. I mean, lights were always on. We always had food, more than enough food in there. You know what I'm saying, in the kitchen. So it's like, now my mother would tell us that no, we had to build. Your father and I had to build up to what we had, and this, that, and the third. And we start off with nothing. And I believe that they start off with nothing because my mother was 19 when she got married. Stop playing. You got nothing. At 19 years old. You know what I mean? My dad he just got out of active duty. He went from active duty to National Guard, right? He stayed in National Guard the rest of his time in the military. He retired military as a E9. You know what I'm saying? Of course. I mean, you got 32 years, more than that actually. Because I mean, he had 31 years experience before I joined. When I signed up for the military, when I signed up for the Army, my dad had 31 years in already. Like, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But,
wow.
Yeah, so, I mean.
But the point was, so I guess.
Didn't you say that they should never come? Now, here's the thing, DL. You telling me that you hold back in your daughter on, like, aggression and stuff like that, and get pissed off at her, you don't go in on her like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. At what point in time in your life did your mother ever do that for you? Mine didn't.
I don't want to get too personal, but there was a time when my mom did because she got angry with me once, and she stopped doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Now my life was way different. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, we're not gonna get into that. You know what
No,
I mean?
fair enough.
But all of the stuff that I went through, all the stuff that I was able to see as a young child, or like in my mind. So when I deal with my child, the one thing this is the one thing I put above all else is anger. I got, man, I'm nice now, but Jswans can tell you, like, I got to switch. There's something happens to me. If I get mad, something happens to me, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, what I mean by something happens to me, if I get to that point, I can't even see. It's like it's a problem.
Right. And so you make sure to keep a good, firm handle on that part.
Yes.
To make sure your daughter never experiences that from you.
Yes,
and
because I experienced that from growing up. So it's
right. I have that same outlook on it. Like, I don't think my mother ever held back on me because like, fuck me, man. You know what I'm saying? There's times where it's like, and I remember as an adult asking her one time, I said, "Mom, why were you so hard on me growing up?" Like, she was strict. You know what I'm saying? She was rough. And she, of course, she let me, I was a child, so she let a child be a child, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when it comes to other things, she just, like, no sense of humor at all. I couldn't joke with her, couldn't laugh with her, nothing like that. I'm like, good grief. But I asked her, why was she so hard on me? She said, because I refused to raise a sorry man.
That's what's up. And here's something to think about, too, when you do become a father. When you do become a father, Mandrell, that thing, like, I don't get mad at the grown-ups because they were going through a lot, and children will, man, they will push them damn buttons. They will do it, and they're not doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? So definitely be in tune with that when you're at your worst. Like if I'm at my worst, it's like, well, let me go take a walk or something. I'm not going to be around my child, or if I were married, I wouldn't want to be around my wife like that. You know what I mean? That's part of knowing yourself. Now, I don't want anybody out there to think that, oh my God, he went through some. It wasn't like that, y'all. It wasn't like that, but there were moments. So I'm keenly aware of that. Well, as a grown up. Go ahead, bro.
Because I was gonna say, because we've talked about my mom and me growing up, right? My mom was, she was like your mom, brother, Mandrell. My mom was in me. And quick funny story, I'm at a basketball game.
You know what?
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
The real messed up part is you be up there dancing with it too. I mean, like you ain't getting this one. They don't know about this.
Nah, that's good music.
But no, I mean, I was at a basketball game. I'm playing in high school. I'm lighting these kids up, right? I'm lighting this kid up. I'm walking down. I'm cursing this kid out. I'm humiliating him, right? I told this coach, "Let this dude. What are you doing? Get this dude out." I mean, I'm like, "Fuck." It was bad. It was bad. It was so bad that my mother walked on the court with her high heels. And I don't know how many of y'all in the chat have ever heard this sound before, but that clack, clack, clack of them high heels. She came on the court while I'm dribbling the ball up, talking smack, grabbed me by my jersey, dragged me off the court, and threw me down on the bench. Humiliated me, all right, and told the coach he's done for the night. Now, mind you, she messed up my average. I only had like 18 points at the time. I was going for something. It was the first half. But she messed up my average, so I was irritated over that. But we went home that night. I mean, I was mad. I was mad. How you do this to me, you embarrass me. Oh, nobody in the gym laughed either. Everybody was quiet. So that tells you right there, But she told me, I was like, why would you do this? And she said, because you're better than that. And, and that kind of stuck with me. That's one of the best lessons my mom ever gave me. She looked at me and she said, the reason I did it was because you're better than that. And I was like, damn, and it took me years to figure out what she meant by that. And that's one of the lessons I taught my kids. Look at what you're doing. Look how you're behaving. The world sees you. You're better than that. And actually, her statement was, "You are a Swanson. You're better than that." That was her statement exactly. And that's just
your last name is Swanson. You can't be much better than that.
Here we go. Yo, hey, listen. Seriously,
Houston, we have a problem.
Here we go.
Okay, no, MsAKALady be feeling.
Hey, look, man, you're wide open for that one, though. I mean, you're wide open for that one. I mean, really.
Damn.
That's crazy as hell, man.
MsAKALady, lady, I'm fond of you.
I want to
What is your perspective?
as far as like not letting your kids struggle. I struggle with that point myself because for like the last 15 years, I've been on a steady, stable upward projection. Like everything has been going well.
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Yeah.
Before
I got it.
Man, get that brother his meds. He's still talking.
And I would give a credit for being attractive, but they're all attractive. But I mean, not much. The motor's running, but there's nobody really behind the wheel. If you get
Listen, can we get her? We need to hear a point, Mandrell. We need to hear a point.
Look, you done brought the dog over again. He was like this nigga.
Right. I'm gonna leave you alone. Okay.
I'm about to drop everybody down, but Miss AK, y'all better let her talk.
Go ahead, man. Oh, my apologies.
It's okay.
I mean,
all black people ain't scary.
wow.
Like that.
Control yourself. Didn't you learn that in the military?
No.
Absolutely. This is me controlling myself.
You learned one shot, one kill.
I mean, here's the thing. I was in a different, and also I was in a different army than the other two.
Slightly different.
Okay, so what I was saying before was as far as the point of not letting my kids struggle, there was a point, I travel a lot with my kids. And I remember one time we had a weekend off and I was like, let's hop in the car. We about to go somewhere. And my son was like, we're going to the airport. And it really kind of struck something in me because when I grew up, like I didn't get on my first plane until college. Like I grew up like poor. And I see the privilege in my kids and that actually bugs me. It's not something that motivates me. It's something that bugs me because I feel like the best quality I have about myself is that I got what I have from working and networking with other people. Like I got it out the mud. I feel confident. If I were to lose everything I have right now, I know how to get it back. And that's more important than actually having it to begin with. And teaching my kids that there isn't a struggle, I feel like robs them of that skill of coming out the mud.
Oh.
So I do understand what you're saying about providing stability, but I also struggle as a mother when I see my kids say certain things that makes me feel like they're a little bit too privileged. Like, and you know what I'm saying? What I mean by that?
Yeah, I think you might have misunderstood what I was saying. Okay, look, I'm talking stability for the family, but my kids, they struggled and have failed, and I think them, like, okay, the one constant for them was that they had a stable home. Now, when they got old enough, I made sure my kids worked, like JD, he worked 2 jobs at the same time, which kind of shocked me over that. And, and about the break thing where I made him working part-time, we had got him a car, and we got him a car, but he was making payments on it, which his friends thought was messed up. Why your parents making you pay for this? They got money. And, and he would say stuff like that. And I'd be like, no, we got money.
Right. No. I have money.
Exactly.
And also, like, it goes back to what I was saying. My parents could have gotten me those things without making me earn them. You know what I mean? But they didn't. And it taught me the value of hard work and things like that. Like, I remember it was the summer after my freshman year at university. I went and laid bricks in the summertime in the Alabama heat. That wasn't fun. Okay, MsAKALady, that's hard work. I laid bricks and poured concrete like foundation for houses. And when that big dump truck dumps that cement out there, you got to take this tool and pull the cement over that over the wrought iron.
Hey, brother, I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to go out there and watch them dudes doing that at the house, and my dad said, "Go get something to drink," and I took my ass in the house because that's hard work.
That's damn hard work, though. All bullshit aside.
Yeah, I did that for a summer. You know what? that was the last straw for me. I said, I'm never doing manual labor.
And that's why he
as
did
a
that,
career.
bro.
Never, I am never doing manual labor. And then I joined the Army, ended up going Special Forces, and did a lot of shit that I didn't want to do, but in the name of survival. But anyway, now today, I refuse to do a manual labor job. You're out of your ever-loving mind. I'm not doing construction.
But that's why you did. That's why you had to do that. Like my
yeah,
son
exactly.
said,
and I learned. I learned. I'm like, screw this. I'm graduating school. I'm getting this degree.
Both my kids said they worked fast food. They're like, I am never doing nothing like this again.
and hold on, MsAKALady is trying to say something. I couldn't hear you. Love, try it again.
Oh, sorry.
I got a full signal. I don't know what's going on. I live in the country.
I think it's your distance from the microphone. Like when you're back further, it can't hear you, so it kind of clips in and out. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying, like, at the end of the day, though, if you had to go back and shit hit the fan, you can do it. You have those skills. And that's why I said it's important to teach those basic skills, whether you use them or not. Like, I believe that everybody should know how to change a tire. Everybody should know how to change a filter on your car and your house, and how to like get your stuff together. Those are like basic things that I don't feel are gender specific or lifestyle specific. I feel like if you got $1 billion or $0, you should know those basic things, because at the end of the day, everything could get taken away. And if everything is taken away and it was all given to you, how do you get it back? How do you have the skills to get it back?
But that's different. That's different than, letting your kids know that the home is unstable. I mean, those things are, like I said, I agree. Let's get taught the kids to do all those things. And I believe everybody should know how to shoot a gun. Everybody should know self-defense. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff, but here's
the thing, bro. And let me know what you think about this. There are people, like, we hear about the bulldozer parents, and we hear about those helicopter mom and dads, right? But there are poor people who do that. And they shelter their kids. Not only do they shelter their kids from the real world, they do everything for them. They don't have the resources to take care of them once they're grown. So those kids go out there with no real resources. That's my thing.
I thought about that actually. And I think what that is because they see other people doing it and they think that's the key to success.
And how many people did you meet when you were in the Army, especially in basic training, who asked you how to, they asked me, hey Harris, wow, you know how to use a washing machine?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Could you teach me? Teach you what? Teach me to use a washing machine. Teach you to use a what? What world are you from? You know what I mean? My mom did it for me. Your mom?
Bro,
could you teach me how to iron my uniform? Iron you don't know how to iron either? No.
Yeah.
I'm teaching him how to iron it. 4 other people walked up. And I was teaching them how to iron clothes.
That's a really common thing, brother. That's real common.
It is. It blew my mind, though. I didn't know that was that many people. They're all white boys, of course. But I mean, I didn't know there were that many people who just didn't know how to iron clothes.
It's more now.
Wash clothes.
There's more now. And Jswans got a story for you.
I was going to say, when we get offline, I'll tell you about what happened to my son, man.
1 second before you hit the story, I just wanted to say, Buddy, I got to get back to work. I just wanted to hop in.
Wait. You can't leave yet, man.
Yes, you can. It's all good. Please, yes, thank you so much for coming, love. I really appreciate it. And before you get out of here, I just want to give you your final word right now. Like, what's your final word on all this?
I wasn't done picking at her.
Yeah,
You're done.
All right, I'm done.
My final word is love on your babies from a genuine place, man. Really feed into your kids, pour into your kids. If you're really trying to make a change in the world, the best way to do it is through raising your kids, man. Raise some people that you really want to be around when you get older, and that's not going to be a menace to society, man. Don't go terrorizing terrorizing the world through bad parenting.
Outstanding. You know what? True words weren't spoken. Thank you very much, MsAKALady, for joining.
Thank you for joining us, MsAKALady. Good to see you again.
And I look forward to having you on our future panels. Straight up. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, Weapons Sergeant with your crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to start calling you Sergeant.
Holla. It's not that. No. We're both off the market, so.
Hey, if Mandrell was hollering, you would know.
If I was hollering, you'd know now. I would make it lit. There would be no questions.
That's so funny.
There would be no question. But no, I'm involved with a wonderful woman.
We know. We hear her calling right now.
Yeah,
calling. No, if she was calling, it would be a phone call.
So, final thoughts, brother.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, wait. He said if she was calling, it would be a phone call.
The tire's flat. Tire's flat. It'd be flat.
Yeah. I don't believe in that whole thing. Like, don't make yourself so available. No, she calls, just answer. And I got time. I'm not busy. Just answer the phone.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, but no.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Let's get through this. Final thoughts. I got to set up for this.
You shut up. I saw it too.
Mandrell, you got to smoke this shit, brother. Let the fumes get into your vertebrae.
My vertebrae?
Oh, damn.
What's it going to do back there?
Can I get final thoughts, please?
Okay, final thoughts.
The tree is made of wood. You can make a desk.
Right. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Okay. Anyway, my final thoughts are Brittney Griner never should have made that trade. Ever.
Different show, but okay.
Oh, okay, cool. We're not going to talk about Mr. Magoo and his Alzheimer's and how he ended up being president and the ultimate evil against black people. But yeah, that one. Anyway, people, be good to your kids. Don't take your anger out on them, and try to find a happy balance between, freedom and ruling with an iron fist. The key is in the balance there. And know that you don't actually owe your kids anything, but you are responsible for them. You are responsible. You're responsible for their safety, number one. Their health care, their knowledge, like these two gentlemen said. Don't run away from your responsibilities, and teach them the value of hard work. And tell them never to join the AKAs if it's a girl. Or the Q dogs if they're boys. Q dogs are idiots. You don't want them to be a part of that.
All right. There we go. Hey, I can't be mad at you. You know what I mean? That's what's good, brother Mandrell. And tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
You can find me on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Usually Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Jesus, I do that shit way too much. But anyway, yeah, you can find me there. And also here on DL Saint sometimes. Well, a lot of times nowadays, I just like being here. I like having the conversations with him. I do. Very good conversation. Yeah, seriously. And also I pop in and out of YouTube sometimes when I have time. I'm not in the gym, not doing any work or anything like that. But yeah. But chiefly Black Man Unfiltered. You can find me on my show every Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central, on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. It's called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. We have an actual show there.
That's what's up. See y'all there Wednesday. Make sure y'all come and support one more time for brother Mandrell. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Thank you.
All right, and then it's back to us, bro. So your final thoughts on all this, man.
I don't know, man. My thing is look, every child is different, every parent is different. Do what's best for your family, your situation, and your children. And I don't think you really, in the literal sense of owing your children something, I don't think you owe your kids anything, but you should love them. And that's all you can really do. And as far as where to find me, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be in the pool. And then this evening, I will be in the hot tub. If you have any questions, that's all I got.
Bragging. Just bragging.
Eyeballing it right now, bro.
Yeah, I've been listening to it. I'm like, man, I can't make it up there. Maybe this weekend. But I tell you what, bro, I always appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, protecting my six, being there for me, man. Always rocking out with me, doing this shit. You don't even really want to do it. You know what I mean? But here you are. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, bro. And
that's love, brother. That's all love. Come on, that's no thanks necessary. And this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing something, it's always been like that. If you got one, we got, we both got one. And vice versa. Got one. It was a whole thing. Break it off, make it even.
That's it. Man, why your piece bigger? Shut up.
Exactly. You know, what
But
you talking about?
Right. I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, that's what it is, man. Like I said, anytime we supporting this, man, that's what we do. And
That's what's up, man.
So we letting the world know what's going on. And I think this is a pretty good topic. It's just, I just hate when people sit back and, they said do this and they said do this. If nobody realizes, you got 3 people on there with kids and you got one man that doesn't have any kids, but one day he's gonna be an old dude, 80 years old, raising kids, talking about wish I had them younger like y'all did. But but there's so many different ways to do it because kids are so different. Do what's best for you and your family. Just like I tell people to talk to me about voting, vote what's best for you and your family. All right. Do what's best. Don't do what you see other people doing. Don't do what you see me doing with my kids. Do what's best for you and your family and do the best you can. And that's it. That's it.
That's it. Real talk right there, man. I'm gonna drop you down, man. Don't go away. I'll be back. I'll be with you in a hot second. Jswans, everybody. See, I didn't even use the other one.
Yeah, I want to do the machine gun.
Bye. Listen. Thank y'all for rocking out with me, man. It's a good show. I just want to catch up with the chat real quick, and then I'll share my final thoughts. These were some highlighted ones from way earlier in the show. Sister Candace, I've told my parents to spend their money. It's theirs, and they've earned it. Don't worry about me or what may not be left over. They don't owe me anything, and I like that. That's real talk. Yeah, that I really like that, Sister Candace. Brother Jacob, you must share your knowledge with your children so they grow smarter, wiser, and aware of what they can accomplish. And he continues, if we did this, we would be taking steps forward, but we're currently taking steps backwards with this next generation. I agree with you 100%. Nightis was in the house. Shout out to the chat and the panel. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for coming through. We got last call for insight in the house. Shout out to you and brother Hayoko, man. Thanks for coming through. I really appreciate that. And he was saying good points to Jswans. I really appreciate the support, brother. I truly do. One of the first cats that rock with me on this platform that I met through Suzette Speaks. And brother Hayoko was saying hello to the chat. Just wanted to make sure I showed that as well. Brother Hayoko, thank you so much. And yeah, that was it. Y'all know I'm still working on my producing skills. And, so I'm trying to show every chat, even if I don't highlight the ones that, I get to later. Brother Hayoka made a statement. It seems that distinction needs to be made between protection and providing and emotional intelligence. Yes. And I'm going to touch on that in my final thoughts. Me and Ms. Globe Girl was talking about Brother Mandrell's rain cloud that was on his on his background. He's like, it's the glare from the sun. Oh, we didn't know what that was. Casual Journal was in the house. In a child hole in 29 Palms, I had one country white dude tell me he never seen a black guy use a fork or knife properly. I grabbed my tray and left the table. I served with a lot of guys who never met black people until they got to basic training, but they did know how to use forks and knives. So that was crazy, but that's not uncommon at all. People don't understand how spread out America is. Black folks are not everywhere in America. We are in certain pockets. People of color are in certain pockets. So when you hear the term flyover country, when you think about flyover country, there's a lot of people in flyover country who've never met black people or Latinos or Jews or things like that. It's just facts are facts. That's why we should all travel. So thank y'all again. I really appreciate it. My final thoughts on this whole thing. Here's the thing, y'all. Parenting is hard. Just keep it 100. Hardest thing I ever did. You know what I mean? Hardest thing I've ever tried to do. But it's the most rewarding. You're not going to get it right. Right? There is no handbook on it. You are going to make mistakes. Do your best. Love your children. Provide to the best of your abilities. Teach your children the truth about the world we live in. Teach them the truth about life. Give them a chance to succeed. Right? Give them a fighting chance to succeed in this world. Right? We owe them understanding. You know what it's like to be a kid. They have no idea what it's like to be an adult. You owe them toughness, but you owe them love. There's a balance. They need both. It's the yin and yang of it all. Right? Don't rely on the government and don't rely on others to take care of your children. They are your responsibility. those are my final thoughts on that. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. This was a fun show. It really was. Thank you, United said great show. I appreciate everybody who was here. A special thanks to MsAKALady for coming up. Can't wait for Miss Globe Girl and Sister Candace to come up. It's going to happen one day. I can feel it. You know what I mean? I'm DL Saint. This is DL Saint. I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Tonight, 6:30 p.m., we're going to be talking about legal marijuana. Be there, y'all. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.